Oh my god, she is such a slut.
This is exactly what it looks like, a slut walk.
What a slut. S-L-U-T, slut.
It's not about who you are, it's about the rapist committing a crime.
Everywhere she goes, she's in skanky ass clothes. Everybody knows she's a slut. That hoe ain't got no class. All the guys just want some ass. They don't even have to ask, cause she's a slut. Look at how she moves her body, so promiscuous and naughty. She's a slut. She's a slut. She can act like a tramp because she doesn't give a damn.
I think like word association dirty.
Slut.
I think it's derogatory. Yeah.
I think it's a derogatory word.
Pretty derogatory.
The first time I think I heard the word slut was on Saturday Night Live in the 70s, and Dan Aykroyd yelled at Jane Curtin, "Jane, you slut." And, throughout high school and, even in my adult life, the term slut has really had, obviously pejorative connotations, toward being sexually promiscuous and, just really being very loose morally and, a loose character. But then, there's a part of me that also sees the power in the word slut. There's a kind of sexual liberation for a woman who says, I don't need to worry about what people call me. Sure, you can call me a slut. Of course I think of Samantha on Sex and the City.
Specifically the term, a lot of feminists feel that the term slut is still a way that is used to demean women in society. Terms such as bitch, cunt, slut, those are terms that can be used by anyone in society apparently. And by us doing this, it tells us that society is more willing to accept taking back terms that demeans women, therefore is saying that we still live in a very patriarchal society.
It's interesting because with the sexual liberation of the 1960s and 70s, women were encouraged to to claim their sexuality, and we're seeing that backlash now, because there's really no way to split the Madonna whore. We're supposed to be these women who walk and are morally just, and we're not supposed to have sex outside of marriage. But then, we get these images, where we're supposed to be sexually provocative in order to draw someone to us, so we can't get away from it. It's real to me. Again, there's an interesting binary that goes on with the word slut.
My dad was hilarious. Bought me a French cut bikini. I looked wonderful in it because at 17 I had the perfect little shape, Told me if you got it, flaunt it. But as soon as we're at the pool and some guy's trying to talk to me, he's flipping out. And as a matter of fact, when we were going to the car, told me what a little whore I was. So even as a teenager and a young age, I was getting a lot of mixed messages from my own father.
What do you think of when women or men dress provocatively?
I feel like they are just to show who they are. So, yeah.
Okay. What do you think of when these people who dress provocatively when they're sexually assaulted?
I'd say it's kind of their fault for dressing up like that. So, yeah.
Okay.
Toronto Police Constable Michael Sanguinetti made the comments here at Osgoode Hall Law School in late January in front of a safety forum of university students. And he said, quote, "Women should avoid dressing like sluts in order to not be victimized."
I do have one story to tell you that I felt would definitely fit what we're trying to get across here. I have a friend, she's in her 50s now. When she was in her 20s, she was a beautiful blonde. I guess what I said, a buxom blonde, busty, beautiful. She had children, but she was a go-go dancer. Not all go-go dancers are bad. A lot of them are doing it to support their children. Some of them do it to, put themselves through college. I mean, not just because you're a go-go dancer means that you are a slut or a bad person. And she did it, like I said, to be able to support her children. She was raped one night after work. The detective that talked to her mentioned that she must have shook her ass a little too much in the guy's face, and that's why he raped her. And in talking to her, I could see the anger coming out of her still, even though it was, 30 years ago. But it really, angered her that he was trying to blame her.
Being so bold, being so open about their sexuality, and being open about the slut identity, and because women are supposed to be so fit into this mold and be ladylike, and so it's cool that I think the movement can, if carried in the right way, and can be transformed into policy and can be transformed into new laws if it continues to grow, and if that ideology takes hold, that it's that we shouldn't blame women for being women, that men should be more accountable for their behavior and how they treat women.
Obviously, when someone is hurt, we tend to get angry. And sometimes we need to say, let's take the anger out of it and talk about this. How do we change this? What do we do? But I think Robin Morgan said something to me when she was here. Obviously, Robin Morgan's one of the mothers of feminism. And she said to me, with regard to activism, find what pisses you off and then run with it. And sexual assault pisses me off. So, okay.
What outfit I wore, what I drank, what I ate, what I said, if I crossed my legs, how I laughed, if I laughed, the makeup I wore, what underwear I wore, who I talked to, what bar I went to, who my friends are, what type of car I drive, what type of shoes I wore, if I wore tights, how many sexual partners I've had, my sexual orientation, the age I lost my virginity, if I was wearing perfume, the color of my hair, if I said no, when I said no, how I said no, how many times I said no, why it was in my bed, why I had no bruises, why his number was programmed in my phone, why we were friends on Facebook, why I said yes to a date, why I let him pay, why I went to class the next day, if I showered, why I didn't stop him after he raped me. He had to explain nothing because they never asked him.
Of blame should be placed where it belongs, on the rapists, on the perpetrators, on the people who commit assault, never on the people who experience it.
We go to the activism now. The marches, I think, are fantastic. Again, the creativity of the women in developing the messages that the movement is getting out there, I think are fantastic.
I love it. I love it. I love the whole concept because it really should not matter what you wear. That shouldn't be the first question the detective asks you.
I'd like to say thanks to the women who are pushing forward with this movement and standing up and speaking out. It's a tough subject, but it's something that can't be ignored. So,
to the local SLUTWalk group, I say go. Rock on. Do this. Get the word out. Stand tall in your activism. Try to get as many folks out there. I will try to get as many folks out there as I can. Congratulations on bringing awareness about sexual assault to a community that certainly can benefit from that awareness. Thank you very much for the hard work that you're doing, and I wish you nothing but extreme success.
Her hair looks like shit.